Today we are going to see the hydrogen atom problem. I have divided this into two lectures. In part one, we are going to see the zero angular momentum case. I have made this lecture as simple as possible. So we know the radial equation, which is equal to minus h cross squared over 2m 1 over r squared t over tr r squared t capital R over tr plus L into L plus 1 h cross squared over 2m r squared. This is a centrifugal term plus V of R multiplied by capital R is equal to E of R. Here uh, you can see this V. Since the angular momentum is zero, this will become zero. So we have only the uh, VR, potential VR, which is equal to uh, E squared for hydrogen atom. VR is equal to minus E squared over 4 pi epsilon naught R. And what I am going to do is I am going to multiply this equation by minus 2m over h cross squared. So the first term will become 1 over r squared t by tr of r squared and tr over t small r. And I have brought this term to the right hand side. So this minus will become plus 2m over h cross squared because I am multiplying entire thing by minus 2m over h cross squared. So this ER, which depends on the radial coordinate, and multiplied by minus 2m h cross squared. This parameter also I am multiplying by minus 2m over h cross squared and this potential for hydrogen atom multiplied by R of R is equal to 0. Here you have minus of minus will become plus. So here you can see this 2m E of R over h cross squared all are constant. We are calling that constant as lambda, which I have mentioned here. Lambda is equal to 2m over h cross squared E of R. And in the second term inside the bracket, you can see except R, this R, all are constant. So that we are keeping it as alpha. So alpha is equal to 2m over h cross squared E squared over 4 pi epsilon naught. This entire term except R. So this because R is a variable. So we can rewrite this equation as lambda plus alpha over R. Before that, I forgot to inform this. You have to differentiate this first term. If we differentiate the first term, then you will get first you keep r squared as it is. Then r squared which will get cancelled. This first order differential part will become second order differential part. Then you keep this dr over dr as it is and differentiate this r squared. Then you will get 2r. So if you differentiate this, you will get 2r. Already there is r squared. So if you divide by r squared, you will get 2 over r. So that part also I forgot to mention. So the final expression will come like this. So after simplification, we got this expression. What will be the solution for this expression? A solution for this expression satisfying the standard condition. That is, what is that standard condition? The solution must be finite everywhere, including r is equal to 0, and must tend to 0 at facially infinite. That is, r tends to infinite. Hence, the normalized solution is in the form. Remember that there is no normalization constant. This is normalized. The solution will be r is equal to e power minus beta r. So there will be the solution as I said when r equal to 0. R equal to 0, this will be e power 0 is 1. When r is infinite, this will go to 0. So what will happen if you differentiate once? That is Tr over small tr is equal to minus beta e power minus beta r. So this is nothing but your radial wave function. So this will be beta minus beta r. Then if you differentiate this again, T2 r over Tr2. Second time I am taking second order derivative. Then again you will get minus beta. Minus beta into minus beta, you will get beta square. Beta square and the exponential term we will get as it is e power minus beta r, which is nothing but your wave function r. Now you substitute this here. So the second order derivative is beta squared r, that is first term. Then the first order derivative multiplied by 2 over r is equal to minus 2 over r, this beta, beta times r, the radial part of the wave function. Then last one is I am keeping as it is, lambda plus alpha over r of r is equal to 0. Now we will try to find the solution for this expression. Now we got this expression, and then remove r, all terms contain r. If you divide by r, all will get cancelled. So remaining term is beta squared. First term is beta squared. Second one is 2 over r, minus 2 over r beta, of course. You have beta. Then plus, I'm keeping the term inside the bracket, lambda plus alpha over r. Now I am going to rearrange this. The terms which does not contain 1 over r, that is beta squared plus lambda, beta squared plus lambda, which does not contain 1 over r. Then the terms contain 1 over r. Here you have 1 over r, alpha, then minus 2 beta, 2 times beta, which must be equal to 0. So since above expression must be satisfied for any value of r, so any value, r is a variable. Uh, in order to satisfy any value of r, we have only the following two possibilities for the value of beta. That is, beta squared must be minus 1. Two conditions must be satisfied. One is beta squared must be equal to minus lambda. So this term will become 0 in that case. Then next alpha must be equal to 2 beta. Then this term will become 0. If both term will become 0 only when beta squared is minus lambda and alpha is 2 beta. So we have defined lambda as 2m over h cross squared E of r. So minus lambda. So I am introducing minus both side. As we know, the lambda is equal to 2m over h cross squared E of r, which must be equal to beta squared. Then again, you can see the alpha is, as per our definition, 2m over h cross squared E squared over 4 pi epsilon naught. So now you can see alpha must be equal to 2 beta. What is beta? Or we can take beta squared. If we take beta squared, alpha squared, we know alpha squared must be equal to 4 times beta squared. So 4 times uh, sorry, 4 times beta, alpha squared is equal to 4 times beta squared. I am correct. Okay. 4 times beta squared. So beta squared we know minus lambda. Minus lambda is equal to this one. 4 times minus 4 times 2m over h cross squared E of r, this one, which I have underlined using red color. Then 2 times the 4 beta squared I have written here. And what about alpha squared? Alpha is this one, you square it. That is minus 4 beta squared. This is 4 beta squared. This one is 4 beta squared. Of course, beta squared is equal to minus lambda. So this one. And this is alpha squared. Both must be equal. 4 beta squared is equal to alpha squared. Maybe I will use a different color. This is 4 beta squared. And right hand side you have alpha squared. So now we will simplify this expression. So now we got this expression. I'm going to rearrange this. I can take 2 m over h cross squared is whole squared and e squared over 4 pi epsilon naught whole squared. Now you can see this 2m over h cross squared will get cancelled with this square. So you will get in the right hand side. Left hand side you have minus 4 e sub r. In the right hand side you have 2m over h cross squared. The squared will get cancelled. Then e squared over 4 pi epsilon naught whole squared. So now you can bring this minus 4 to the other side, which will come to the denominator. For of course this will become minus, so this 2 will get cancelled with this 4 will become 2. So e sub r is equal to minus m over 2 h cross squared e squared over 4 pi epsilon naught whole squared. The value all are here, all are constant. You can notice all are constant. If you substitute this constant, you will get to minus 13.6 electron volt, which coincide with the ground state energy in fourth theory of hydrogen atom problem. So our proposed solution is a correct one. From this we can understand. Thank you very much for watching my video and supporting me continuously. In the next class, we will see about a hydrogen atom problem for non-zero angular momentum.